Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, especially all of you, all of my audience who are future English teacher. So today I want to talk about something important but also simple, but it's a very useful for ourselves, especially when you are a future English teacher. It's about listening as the first step in English language learning. Okay, so why listening should be the first step when we want to teach English? Okay, let's remember when we are the baby, how we learn about our mother's language. We not learn by reading, not learn by writing, but we learn by listening, even listen by our family talking or our mother talking. Okay, let's see how this method can be works for all of learners who want to learn a new language, especially in English language learning. Okay, why should listening come first? So, listening is the skill that we develop even before we speak. Listening helps students understand the language even before they can speak. So, in language learning, there have inputs comes before outputs. For example, first, we listen. After we listen, the another step, we understand. And after we understand, we speak. And after we speak, we write. This it's a correlate. The fourth step is a correlate each other. The first step, you must to listen. You must to familiar with the language you want to learn. For example, in English, you must familiar with English pronunciation, with English pattern. But English pattern not suddenly learn by grammar, but by listening, you can find the pattern with natural way. And of course, after you listen, you understand. You familiar, you know the pattern. Of course, after you understand, you can speak. You can practice what you been listening before. And after you speak, of course, you'll be able to write. The first step also correlate each other. So why should listening come first? Because listening prepares our brain to recognize sounds, recognize meaning, and also the pattern in natural way. And next, listening as compressible input. This idea is supported by a linguist named Stephen Kresen. He said that students need compressible input, which means they need to hear language, so they will be understand. Hear language or hear or listen, and you must know, you must be familiar with the language first. This is what the Stephen Kresen said. And listening gives this input in a natural way. When students listen often, they deserve the rhythm, the result, and the grammar without even realizing it. It's how when we were a baby, we learn language even we're not trying or not learn the grammar. We know our language, our mother language, by listening. It comes in natural. Okay, next. Adjusting listening to learner's level. Okay, but of course, the listening material must match with the student's level. Audio should match with learner proficiency. Proficiency is mean like the level of your students. For example, all of you here as the future English teacher, you must to teach English, right? Of course, when you want to teach English, you should to find or you should to know your student level. Of course, if you want to use this method, listening method, of course the audio should be able to your student to understand and to get it. And of course, some of it you must use clear, slow, and repeated input for beginners. Okay, for the language learners, there have also some level: beginner, advanced, and intermediate. And also you must know who's your learners. Beginners need clear, short, and slow audio. You can use simple words, familiar topic, and short sentence. For example, you can use the simple sentence like I am or how old are you? Maybe the simple one for the topic, you can choose topic about introduction, you can choose topic about expressing your opinion and anything like that. Just start with the simple one for your learners, especially in the beginners level. And as a student improve, when your students improve, you can increase their level step by step, gradually. Okay, so when your learners start with A1 and your learners improves, you can also increase the audio, the hardness of the audio, the difficult of your audio from A2, A1, and then to A2, B1, B2, C1, and C2. This how this works for you, especially when you are a future English teacher. Okay, next. The role of repetition and habit. So here, role of repetition and habit. Listening one is not enough. I want to tell you, if you tell your student just listen just once of your audio, especially their first time of them know the language, of course it's very hard because your learners is still unfamiliar with the language, with the rhythm, with the sound, or with the pronunciation. Of course, we need a repetition and habit. When students hear the same word and sentence again and again, their brain begins to recognize the structure, vocabulary, and pronunciation. This makes speaking easier later. So daily listening, you can also told your student to hear some podcasts every day, so it will build the habit and also recognize their brain to know the pronunciation, the structure, or the pattern. And so daily listening, even for just some minutes, but it's you do it consistently, it means that every day, it will help your student to learn English. So it will student absorb a grammar subconsciously. It means like it comes natural. The grammar is also came in subconsciously before they try harder to learn grammar. Of course, grammar is important, but you must to familiar with the language first. So that's why listening is very important in the first step of for you as the future English teacher. Okay, next. Effective listening activity. So here I want to give you some simple activity that you can use in class. Okay, the first is listen and repeat. Listen and repeat is common in class method. Especially you will read the sentence like twice, and also your student will repeat what you say. This listen and repeat very common and very effective, of course. And also listen and match. Listen and match is very important, especially for young learners. This because this method is very fun and engaging for your students. Listen and match can use for the kindergarten or the elementary school students. For example, your student will hear the audio, and after that your student can match with the visual aids that you delivered before. So it will match the sounds with the picture. It also can make them know the meaning. Okay, next, the third, listen and draw. Okay, listen and draw is also very recommends for your beginners, especially in elementary school students. And also, the last is use TPR, total physical response, for beginner. This use the action method, especially you should use something activity with you talking, and your student should listen. When you are English teacher, you must to teach your student with English. You should to teach them with English. Make them familiar with the English pronunciation, English sounds, or everything in English. So you should to make your students familiar first with English. Okay, what teachers can do? So here some tips that why you as a teacher can do. First, start lesson with short listening audio. It means like when you want to teach with this method, start with a short audio. It's not told you to use a long sentences or like a speech audio, but use the simple one. Maybe the storytelling, or maybe just listen and repeat, or maybe by the song, like mostly we know the little twinkle twinkle little star and anything like that. You can start with a short audio first, especially for your beginners learners. Next, select age and level and also appropriate video. Like I've told you before, you must know who your learners. Depends on their age, depends on their current level, and of course, if you know the age, if you know the level, you can choose the appropriate sounds. The appropriate sound, the appropriate audio will very helpful for you to teach your students. And next, use visual and clear content. This, like I've told you before, it's also you can use for your kindergarten or elementary students, like listen and match the picture, listen and draw, and anything like that. And the last, oh no, not the last. Okay, repeat the key words or sentence. Repetition. Repetition is make your brain, make your learners, make your students' brain memorize the same vocabulary. So you can use this method. You can set the same audio every day in your learning. And the next, you will move to another audio, but it's still in the same topic, not the far away. For example, here it's about introduction, and the next it's about saying goodbye, and the next about celebrate birthday, and the next about things in my bedroom, and the next about things in my kitchen. So it's still assemble. Okay, and the next, let students listen before speaking. Like I told you before, make your student familiar first with the language, with English. After your student familiar, of course your student can speak, it make your student also build their confidence because they heard many audio in English. Of course, it makes your students familiar with the accent, with the pronunciation. So after your student familiar, you can also teach them to practice their English. Practice here means they have some material. There's not from zero, but they have the foundation before they speak. Because the foundation is here is by they listen the audio. Alright. So here we have in our conclusion session. Okay, for all of my audience, the future English teacher here, listening is the foundation for all other skill. Like I told you before, it's not just by me. Also, Stephen Crescent, the linguist, said this also very first step for you, for teacher to teach the language. It's not just about English language. It can for the all of language. So listening is foundation of the all of other skill. Also, my lecturer is ever told about this. You must do familiar first. So the sound is not sound strange for you, not sounds weird for your student. And start with listening to build confidence and understanding. Because start from listening, start from understand, and also it's build your confidence to speak, and after you be able to speak, of course you'll be able to write too. Okay everyone, maybe that's all about my presentation today. I hope this presentation helps you, especially when you are the future English teacher. I am Nur Annisa Fitri. Thank you for your attention. And I just want to say for you, like we are the future English teacher. We must to deliver. We must still teach our student with patiently. Build with patiently. Make your student happy, smile, and enjoy their class. If your student love the language, love to listen, it would be very easy for your student to understand and to get the meaning, to get the point of your material, of your class season. So at the first, you must to start teach English or teach language by listening first. I am Nur Annisa Fitri. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.